So today we're going to be talking about Tesla evaluations in 2030 by Ron Barron, Gary Black, and Cathie Woods. All of them manage funds in the billions. So let's get started. First and foremost, Ron Barron. He believes that by 2030, Tesla shares could rise 570% to a $4.5 trillion evaluation. And this does not include robots, autonomous vehicles, nor batteries. He says that in 2025, the company's share will be worth around $500 to $600, and in 8 to 10 years, the total value of this company will be around $4.5 trillion. If you remember, Elon Musk in his Q3 2022 earnings call said that Tesla could even be bigger than Apple and Saudi Americano combined. And I was kind of surprised, to be completely honest. I never thought that Tesla could be more than Apple, if that makes any sense. And implying and Elon Musk was basically implying that the evaluation would be over $4 trillion. And Ron Barron's calculation for this is actually surprisingly very simple. He says that in 2030, he expects Tesla to sell 20 million cars per year. And he is saying that if they are $50,000 a year, that's what he's assuming, that is $1 trillion in revenue. And operating profits will be somewhere around 30%. Adding a 15 multiple on those 300 billion in operating profits, you get to $4.5 trillion. And another really interesting thing is that this does not improve all of the other profitable businesses that Tesla is a part of, such as autonomous cars, robots, batteries. There's Elon Musk is even talking about lithium mining. So this is an amazing conservative case. Now, Gary Black had recently on Twitter come up with his evaluations. And his is also very similar. He also believes that by 2030, we expect evaluations to hit $4.5 trillion. And yes, his calculation is a little bit more different, but as a Tesla investor, if lots of people are talking about the same thing, that is absolutely amazing. And I'm super excited, to be completely honest. So his evaluation is basically that Tesla will have or will produce around 10.6 million cars at an EPS of $42. He is assuming a 30 multiple because he's basically taking 2 times the 15% compounded growth rate. So he's basically using 30 as the multiple, and that equates to $1,260 per share, basically $4.5 trillion. This, I think, was an amazing deep dive into what he's trying to say. Definitely a little bit more complicated than what Ron Barron is saying, but honestly, I am just so excited for two really big investors to kind of say literally the same thing, even if they get to the same number in different ways, as long as we hit the numbers. Now let's talk about Cathie Woods, because we all know Cathie Woods, huge Tesla investor, and she's a huge believer in literally anything that Elon Musk does. And Cathie Woods is basically saying, so this report was done by ARK Invest's team, where they basically shared the model that they use to expect or calculate the expected price target for Tesla. And this report was done before the 3-to-1 stock split. So if these numbers look too high, that's pretty much why. But basically, they are expecting in 2026 for Tesla's share to be worth around 1,500 after the stock split, and in 2030 to be worth around $7,000. But if you read this whole report, Cathie Woods is not just talking about vehicles. She's talking about full self-driving. The robo-taxi is a really big part of this. And looking at Tesla's other profitable businesses, I think this is honestly kind of a fair valuation. Elon Musk is talking about lithium mining. He also talked about recently, he had an interview with Ron Barron, where he talked about that once full self-driving is fully implemented, the car is worth like 5 times more. Like the value is 5 times more because of full self-driving, and that is the future. And using that full self-driving AI that they have developed, or the software they've developed, they are going to use that in their humanoid robots. And even the whole production line that they have to make the cars currently, they're going to be using that to make the robots. And Tesla is the future, and I'm very, very excited to see where Tesla is heading. And it looks like Elon Musk is working super, super hard, and the Tesla team is working so hard. And yeah, so I do think that Cathie Wood's prediction or expected value is definitely incorporates a lot of the other factors, but Ron Barron and Gary Blank are just talking about vehicles alone, and that could be worth $4.5 trillion. So this is an amazing, amazing opportunity, to be honest. Very, very exciting times. And I also wanted to talk about a little section for Ron Barron. He recently had an interview with CNBC where he basically talked about that investors couldn't find cheap stocks like a year ago. If you remember, in the pandemic, everything was so high, everything was just rallying up. It just felt like if you bought a stock, it would definitely go up. There was never a case where like the stock would go down. And he says that if he has more money currently, he would definitely invest it. But the problem with him is he has literally invested a lot of the money that he has. He's pretty much all invested. And he also says that things right now, or like the stocks right now, are definitely a lot cheaper than they were before. And by no means has it bottomed yet. If you are following what the Fed is saying, there's definitely like rate hikes that are gonna happen. By no means is it gonna stop anytime soon. The job market in America is doing fairly better than the estimated. So yeah, it's gonna take some time, and the Fed most likely is gonna hike rates up in December by 50%. And it's probably gonna go on till at least 5%. That's what I've been reading so far. So there's definitely more pain ahead in the market, and by no means is it a bottom, but it is still like cheap, and it's actually an amazing, amazing time to invest. And he also talked about how he likes being a long-term investor, and he talked about his experience before where he sold some Nike stocks earlier in his career and he bought like Hyatt, and he felt like had he just waited, he would have had more ROI on his investment had he just waited longer, and that's how it turned into a long-term investor. And I just talked about Tesla, so I just want to say that what the future looks like, I do feel like Tesla is the future, and I kind of do agree with Cathie Woods where a lot of the problems that we as humans or society feel currently, Tesla could help answer some of it, which I do think is the right direction. And as someone that invests in the future, I do think Tesla is a good indicator and a good place to invest your money. If I was like 20 years earlier, I would have totally invested in Google and Facebook. And as somebody that's older and that uses these services like all the time, I felt like if I was like 20 years younger, I would have totally invested. But right now, today, reading all of these predictions, I'm just so excited that like Tesla seems like the future, and I think it's an amazing, amazing company to buy and invest in. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I am just so excited. I can't even tell you how excited I am to read all of these evaluations. And as somebody that loves Tesla and believes a lot in Elon Musk, I'm very, very excited, and hope I passed on some excitement to you guys too. And I shall see you guys in the next one. I hope this video was valuable, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!